Hare Krishna everyone. Om Guruve Nama. So today we are going to discuss on a very important person, Mr. K.N. Rao, who is one of the greatest astrologers on this planet of this yuga, and his dedication towards Jyotish has been one of the highest levels. He has given many books as well as contributed in a detailed research work on Jyotish, which has helped many students and many astrologers to grow. So let us see what are his birth details. So K.N. Rao ji was born on October 12, 1931 in Machilipatnam, Andhra Pradesh, and the given timing is approx 7:54 to 55 am in the morning. So based on these details, when we make a chart, so you can see the chart that is produced is on the screen. So today's topic will be on Vishaka Nakshatra. Since there are multiple combinations in a single chart, the discussion can go for a very long period, and so we will try to focus more on Vishaka Nakshatra today. So what is the theme of Vishaka Nakshatra that we have to understand first? The theme is duality. And why duality? Because the deity that represents this particular nakshatra is Indra Agni. So Indra is the devata which represents our indris also, and Agni represents purification, transformation. So at one point of life, the native will be more towards Indra qualities, where he wants materialistic gains, where he is more focused towards satisfying his indris, the five indris that we have, five senses. And later on in the life, when a transformation comes, the person transforms, gets purified, and then goes more towards spirituality, and that is Agni qualities. So as you can see over here, there are two things in Vishaka Nakshatra in this chart. This is a Libra rising, and the ascendant is in Vishaka's Pada 1, and Mars is also in Vishaka Nakshatra Pada 2. So there are two things in this chart which are in Vishaka Nakshatra. So firstly, in Tula Lagna, in Libra sign, Mars becomes lord of second house and seventh house. So second house and seventh house are the Marak houses, and so Mars becomes a Marak planet in this chart. Okay. So and the nature of Mars is malefic. It is naturally malefic, and Marak also in this chart. So this is a very important thing that has to be noted. So now let us dissect what your Mars is doing in this chart. So firstly we will see Lord of 7th house sitting in the first house. What does that means? 7th house represents spouse, partnerships, business partnerships, daily income. First house represents native's personality, body, self. Now when the 7th lord goes into the first house, it means that the partnership will define the identity of this native. Okay. And Mars will give over here that strength, that power to struggle, that resilience to handle the conflicts in the partnership, as well as it will also give that aggression to rise higher in those partnerships, and that partnership can be either marriage or it can be a business partnership. So if we see the real life example, K.N. Rao was actually associated with Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, and for a very very longer period of time he was associated with Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, and he was also associated with many US astrological societies where he has given a lot of speeches, he has attended many conferences also. So this shows that this one particular partnership with Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan and other astrological societies has actually helped him a lot. If we speak about Mars being second lord sitting in the first house, now second house represents family, wealth, speech, and the early sanskars that a native gets. When such lord sits in the first house, it means that the family background and the values will shape the identity of the native. Since Mars is the carrier of this energy, it can give that commanding and courageous speech also, because second house represents speech. And this can, since Mars is malefic, this can be little quarrelsome for the family and other people also. But yes, the family values will strongly influence the personality of this person. If you read about K. N. Raoji, you will find that his mother, K. Saraswati Devi ji, she was his first Jyotish guru in K. N. Raoji's life. She taught him astrology. There were many subjects that K. N. Raoji learned from his mother from the very childhood. So Jyotish came into his life very early as an early sanskar from his mother. Now over here Mars is in Vishaka Pada 2. So Pada 2 resembles Taurus Navamsha, which is ruled by Venus. And since Mars is in Libra sign, so the lord of Libra is also Venus. So there is double energy of Venus on this particular Mars. And this actually Pada 2 also resembles wealth, family, food, lot of heat, and can make person a very good diplomat, very good in tantra. It can make the person a spiritual warrior and very very calculative also. And over here Mars is getting a lot of heat from Venus, and it will try to move towards the Agni qualities. This is very powerful combination. So what here Mars is doing, Mars is giving him a relentless ambition to achieve recognition, because it is sitting in the first house of recognition also. A very very high relentless energy to have recognition at work as well as in Jyotish, in other fields also. If you read about K. N. Raoji, you will find that he was earlier a very he was a government officer, and he was a very at a high position, a very high ranking audit officer in Indian government. And later on in his life he got transformed into Jyotish. So you can see the tug of war, the theme of Vishaka. It creates a tug of war between material world and spiritual world, where for many years K. N. Raoji has been into the materialistic side of serving government, being a high ranking audit officer, and all those things. And in the later part of his life he fully devoted to astrology, occult science conferences, writing books, doing research, teaching students and all. So Vishaka theme is very very clearly seen in his life. He has transformed. Now there is one more thing, that his ascendant is also in Vishaka, but it is in Pada 1. Now Pada 1 represents Aries Navamsha, and Lord of Aries is Mars. So it is a Dharma Pada, and it can make a person very very good astrologer. It also shows that the person was very close to moksha in last janma but failed because of some internal work was pending. First house. So when ascendant is in P1, it gives very very strong ambition for self recognition. Why? Because your Mars is sitting in the Martian Pada. It is the double Martian energy. which helped him, and so he rose from an audit officer to global Jyotish authority. Right now he is globally famous. He is one of the most renowned astrologers on this planet, and we are very very blessed to have Shri K.N. Raoji with us. He is now crossed 90 years of age as of now today. He is into his complete 90s, and uh, we, because of our very very limited knowledge, we cannot, you know, deep dive a lot into charts of such highly spiritual and renowned people. It requires a lot of depth, lot of seva and blessings of Paramatma to read charts of such a divine souls. So this was about Vishaka Nakshatra. Thank you so much.